Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into a viral financial blueprint that aggressively challenges pretty much everything we've been traditionally taught about the standard 9-to-5 retirement path. If you've ever felt like the standard advice just kind of isn't working for you, you're going to find this incredibly interesting.
Okay, let's just jump right in with a massive, unapologetic claim from our source today. Quote, "Everyone told you that if you want to retire, you have to dump your money into a 401k. They lied." Wow, right? It is a super provocative start, and the entire blueprint we're unpacking today hinges on this one central idea, that standard retirement advice is fundamentally a deception.
Section 1. The 401k trap. So, to understand that really bold opening claim, we've got to look at how the traditional path might actually act more like a cage than the safety net we were promised. The argument here is that by blindly dumping all your cash into a standard 401k, your money is essentially locked away. And while it just sits there, completely trapped, inflation is actively eating it alive. In this traditional setup, the source argues, your employer is the only one who's really winning. It's a pretty stark way of looking at wealth retention, and it perfectly sets the stage for why we might need to totally rethink where our money lives.
Section 2. The system's fatal flaws.
So what exactly makes this system such a trap? Well, the vague frustration a lot of people feel actually comes down to three specific systemic issues. 401ks suffer from, number 1, limited investment choices, number 2, high management fees, and number 3, strict withdrawal penalties. You know, if you've ever looked at your retirement account and felt like your money was just sucked into a black hole that you have absolutely zero control over, this breakdown really validates that feeling. These three factors combine to put the brakes on your financial momentum.
But wait, what's the most restrictive flaw of all? It's that number right there. 59.5. That is the exact age threshold where your funds finally become accessible without triggering heavy penalties. Let's think about a super relatable and frankly kind of scary scenario. What if a massive life emergency hits you at age 40? Under traditional 401k rules, that money is effectively dead to you, unless you're willing to stomach incredibly severe financial punishments just to access your own cash. It is a massive lockup period.
Section 3. The stacking blueprint.
Okay, so we've thoroughly diagnosed the problem, but we aren't just going to leave you hanging in despair. To stop the bleeding, the source lays out a distinct 4-step sequence called the stacking method. It goes like this: employer match, Roth IRA, HSA, and finally, brokerage and real estate. The really absolutely crucial point here is that you don't just tackle these randomly. You've got to follow this exact sequence to build actual, sustainable financial freedom. Let's break down exactly how each step works.
So, step 1 actually starts with the 401k, and this is a huge but, with a massive caveat. The rule here is super simple. If your employer offers a match, take it. Why? Because mathematically speaking, that is a guaranteed 100% return on your investment. I mean, you literally cannot beat that. But here's the very strict boundary. You must stop contributing the exact second you hit that match threshold. Seriously, don't put an extra dime in. You grab that free money, and then you immediately pivot. And that pivot brings us to step 2, to see how this builds your wealth differently. Let's contrast the traditional 401k with the Roth IRA. With a traditional account, you're going to get taxed heavily upon withdrawal later in life. But the Roth IRA, that offers tax-free growth. This strategy is all about prioritizing money that the government simply cannot touch later. You pay the tax up front now, and all that compounding growth over the next few decades, it is completely 100% yours. Next up, we hit step 3. The HSA, or Health Savings Account. The source calls this the absolute secret weapon of retirement accounts. And why is it so special? Because it offers a truly unique triple tax advantage. Think about it. The money goes in tax-free, it grows tax-free, and it comes out tax-free for qualified medical expenses. By stacking this right on top of your Roth IRA, you are legally shielding yet another massive chunk of your wealth from taxation. It's brilliant.
Finally, we have step 4, which focuses on brokerage accounts and real estate. This final phase is highlighted specifically for its high liquidity. Look, if you actually want to retire early, say in your 40s or 50s, instead of waiting until you're 65, you simply cannot have all your money trapped behind age restrictions. This step is entirely about maintaining the flexibility, the liquidity that you absolutely need to actually fund an early exit from that 9-to-5 grind.
Section 4. The mindset of control.
Now, executing all these tactical steps actually requires a pretty major philosophical shift. The idea that control is the ultimate asset. The central argument here is that moving your funds into vehicles you actually control, well, it frees you.
You're no longer at the absolute mercy of corporate plan providers, the ones dictating your investment choices and siphoning off your wealth through those hidden fees we talked about earlier.
The ultimate goal of this entire blueprint is incredibly simple. To quote the source, it's to, quote, start building a portfolio that actually works for you, not your boss. It's about fundamentally escaping the grind by taking active, authoritative control of your own financial vehicles. It shifts the power dynamic entirely back to you, the individual earner. And that's pretty empowering.
All right, let's bring this all together. Here is a super quick, concrete recap of the 4 core stacking steps so you can literally take this actionable framework with you today. 1. Take that employer match and absolutely nothing more. 2. Max out the Roth IRA for that beautiful tax-free growth. 3. Utilize the HSA as your triple tax advantage secret weapon. And 4. Keep your liquidity high with brokerage accounts and real estate so you aren't stuck waiting until age 59 and a half.
We have covered a lot of ground in this explainer today, completely rethinking traditional wealth building from the ground up based on this viral blueprint. So to wrap up, I want to leave you with a really direct, provocative question. What is your biggest fear about retiring? Is it running out of money entirely? Or is it realizing your money is locked away in a cage right when you need it most? Think about how this stacking blueprint might completely change your answer to that question. Thanks so much for learning with me today, and I'll see you in the next explainer.